I don't know. I think feminism's very, very, very important. Then take down all the archies. Take them down. The arches. I don't know. Yeah, the monarch.
Down with
Fuck
Archer.
that guy. He's a failure as a supervillain. Harsh. Anyway, I'm hungry, and we have reached the final frontier. The four poets of the Poetocalypse. The first of which is Cienna. You probably need a safe place for your laptop, don't you? That is the safest place.
I'm holding this and my pee right now. It's going to go good. Okay.
Oh.
So, this,
Take it away.
I wrote this today. It's not really a poem. I'm going to read it anyway. It is called The Adult. Most of us hate ourselves, but at the same time, we can't get over ourselves and think our experience is the most important. The experience we hate, but many of us enjoy, but we would rather be greedy than grateful, so we hate it. Most of us hate others because of fear and jealousy. We kill and abuse those we don't understand because we never wanted to listen to them, perhaps for the ever-lurking dread of, but what if they're better than me? We hate those who seem to not hate themselves, so we can think to ourselves, why don't they hate themselves like I do? That's not right, I'll fix it. We hate the vulnerable, so we can ease our hidden wounds of self-doubt with the irresistible, addicting elixir of dominance. We are so cruel to ourselves and each other, and then we all get mad about it and start scrambling for a scapegoat so we can ignore that we all caused it and we're all still perpetuating it by playing the blame game instead of actually trying to address our problems. It's ridiculous. I don't think I've ever met an adult human. I've met humans older than 18, but I've never met a person who fit the concept I had as a child of an adult. It's a difficult thing to describe. It's its own world. But I think it's a theme we all feel regardless of age in fleeting moments throughout our lives, whether we feel it in ourselves or witness it in others. It's that mantle of calm responsibility, rational thinking, compassionate action. It's the stern benevolence that always seeks the paths of least harm and most efficiency. It is the adult human we only speak of when vocalizing pride in our species' superiority. I say that word sarcastically because we clearly aren't very superior if we drive the early extinction of ourselves and countless others for no other reason than we were clever and we became obsessed with the figment of our imaginations. A deadly game of adding numbers to your label! Oh, I lost my spot. You win, cockroaches. You win. Yet, for all our sense of entitlement when it comes to raping the ecosystems of our home, because we've decided our made-up systems are more important than the natural ones we rely on and are still a part of and always will be, no matter how much in denial about it we're in, for all that arrogance, still, when we talk to each other and when we talk to ourselves in our own heads, we can't help but balance that engorged sense of privilege on the cracked foundation of doubt, criticism, and worry. We string the threads of, I deserve this, and I deserve this, together like DNA, connecting them with the bars of envy, admiration, scorn, adulation, understanding, frustration, and on and on and on. But it is not balanced like DNA. It does not have a stable form. We house the notions of being entitled to longevity and security at the expense of our species' longevity and security in the same body as the notions of casual self-loathing and resentment. I've never met an adult. I've only met children. Children who either tell me all we can do is have fun, or children who say if we do what the adults tell us to do, we'll all be okay. But there are no adults. Only opportunistic children lying about being adults. Humanity has evolved from its infancy, yes, but we're still only toddlers with poison and bombs and spacecrafts. We have been too clever for our own selfish good, and now we're all going to need to grow the fuck up if we really want to give our species a chance at being what we really want it to be, what so many of us lie to ourselves about it being already. Here's to the adult human. May they one day exist. This next poem is 10 years old, but I'm going to read it anyway. Yeah. It's called Carefree. And I should probably start at the beginning. Okay, there we go. Whoa! Look at all these beautiful towers, castles in stone and metal and glass, holding us all, and oh, how pretty it all is. Sharp and rigid as prison, like sophistication, full of businessmen and aquariums of air swimming about like bloated, forgetful fish. They're all too wishy-washy for terrariums, I hear. Look at all the people hurting themselves along the pavement, capturing their lives in fake faces and small spaces and growing green on countertops of mahogany. Trees and bowls of their fellow corpses. On surfaces we clean at the expense of valleys. Look how happy we are with this world we made. And yet we get to pretend we're still part of the earth. Little children play around the house, you hide and I'll hunt. Now we get to be curly willows and tie ourselves into physical knots for spiritual healing. Put a CD on of a rainstorm. And yay, we're one with nature again. Sitting with our lightning-powered blankets on chairs with speakers, listening to the blizzard outside. Until the wind knocks a tree into your house, then it's time to toss the CDs and let Mother Nature know you're not fucking around anymore. And isn't it impressive? Isn't it impressive how our glass towers shimmer and shine? No one could ever ask for a better cage than the ones we have. Open doors and empty rooms, and what a lovely view of the hill with hundreds of houses littering its sides and peak. I'm sure a more gorgeous sight couldn't possibly exist. Such a comforting roar, always, always, of millions of voices of humans, cars, phones, shoes, alarms, electricity, machines, all buzzing together in abstract harmony. And sometimes in the dead of night, if you listen, you can still hear the soft moaning of creatures forced beneath us, praising our domination and the wonderfully toxic new world we've built. You see, they're just so soft on all our coats and blankets, soft even on the streets as they become our natural speed bumps, decorating our roads with radiant red splatters. And aren't we so ingenious to have found a way to mass produce life? Those cows are just so tasty, all ground up, chewy, and homogeneous. We really are all one now. And the world keeps getting better, warmer every year. Everyone likes summer, and now it will stay longer. Who needs snow when you've got water skis? And we'll always make sure those with silver spoons and golden gates are helped the most. We must keep them gold and silver, hold them up with our enduring stone hands so they can live our dreams and be our idols, tell us what we need to have and what we can live without, and take the rest so we don't get greedy. And in return, we can have all the mindless entertainment we desire. And if it turns out too many people cost too much, we have that most glorious of sights, our great mushrooms of smoke and flame to fix anything that may go wrong, so we can break the other people's cages and put them out of their misery. We know they're sad because their glass and steel isn't as pretty or shiny as ours. But after we help them, they can build bigger towers with smaller rooms, and they'll be just like us, and they'll be happy. We're so happy. And if we want to eat lots of food that is extra processed, we have doctors now to trim and tuck us in, make us beautiful again. And we never have to worry about anything because everything's unlimited. So we don't need to take care of anything anymore. Not our families or peers or land or animals or even water, because it comes in plastic bottles from some magical infinite source. They keep telling us everything's fine and grand. This amazing new age we live in couldn't possibly get any better. And why would anyone lie when we all have so much to be thankful for? Like even the fact that we don't need to be thankful for anything or love or respect anything, because everything's ours, and everything that isn't will be soon, or we can watch it on TV. God bless America, that we can all be carefree.
Woo!